excited for this video. Hey friends, and welcome back to my channel. I know I look a little washed out. I stopped at this point in my complexion routine because I wanted to apply some bronzers. However, this video is solely dedicated to the swatching and demoing of the last addition to my Pat McGrath eyeshadow palette collection, the Mothership Subliminal Platinum Bronze. I have already swatched and demoed Sublime, Bronze Ambition, as well as Subversive La Vie en Rose. Want to see those videos or just with the one long video that I have, I'll link it up above and down below. At this point, I would have liked to upload my bronze comparison video, and I wanted to apply both Toni and Grammy from the Balm's Take the Bronze powders on my face just so you see how those look. I only swatched the Anastasia bronzers on that video, and I wanted to apply these today so you saw how those showed up on my face. There will be timestamps listed down below so you can skip over to whatever portion of the video you wish to see. You know how chatty I get and detailed I like to be, therefore this video will be maybe like, I don't even know. I'm gonna try to edit as much as I can, but just as a warning. If you haven't already, please subscribe, please like this video, and without further ado, let's get into it. Before we get into the Mothership palette swatches, I will quickly now apply Toni on this side of my face and Grammy on this side. If you want to see the full bronze comparison video, I will link that again up above and down below, quickly showing you the shades side by side. Using my Luxie Beauty 518 brush from the Jasmine collection, I've been loving this brush for applying bronzer. Let's take some Toni. I like Toni a lot. I mentioned this in my bronzer video. Here's Grammy. Grammy's gonna add more depth and takes on a more neutral tone. Toni is a lot warmer, has a little more red in it. I love Toni as an everyday bronzing shade. I think it suits my skin tone very well. It's not overwhelming. It gives me the right amount of warmth. If I want a little more contrast and shade, Grammy I feel works well on my skin shade. Okay, here we go. Thank you for bearing with me in presenting those swatches. I wanted to get those on camera so you could see them on my face and not just on my arm. I am applying some Laure Mercier to my under eye area to catch any fallout that might occur. Pat's shades are very pigmented, and sometimes depending on how you punch your brush into the pan and how you apply on your lid, you can get fallout. I don't feel it a huge deal, but if you are not about that life, I would prep the under eye area with some powder. I already have my highlighter on, so I'm carefully just taking it and pinching my sponge, excuse me, taking it right there, right between my eye area and the highlighter. I tend to get a lot of fallout to the nostrils. That's why I'm applying some powder on that area. I am putting it here as well because for some reason, I don't know why, sometimes the shadow ends up between my eyebrows. All right, here we go. I think we're good. Here is the Mothership Subliminal Platinum Bronze palette. This retails for $55. You get a net weight of 12 grams, 0.42 ounces, or 0.42 ounces. Same packaging as the other two with the magnetic closure, the elastic bind. When you open this up, you'll find, oh, and I forgot to take the tape off. When you open it up, you have the same layout, shade card laid on the palette, mirror, and your eyeshadows. 1 matte and 5 metallic shades. I almost didn't buy this because I read the reviews. They were like, I don't know, it's not the best. And I'm like, but this is Pat. How can it not be the best? You know what I mean? I decided to buy it because I'm a bit of a collector's freak, and because I already have her other motherships, I'm like, I have to have all from her spring launch. Like, come on. Tantalize. Ooh. Smoke and Mirrors. That's rich. Whoa, that feels so creamy. Telepathic Taupe. Gorgeous. Here's this matte shade that looks deep. This is Deep Velvet. Ooh! I have this shade, I have a feeling is going to be Balm. Ritualistic. Oh! It almost looks purple, but definitely still in like the bronze spectrum of things. Lastly, we have Sextrovert. Ooh! Oh, that's gorgeous. The light, how it reflects off this shade is insane. The reason I put so much space between them is so that we can do comparison shades. Right off the bat, I'm going in with Subliminal, making sure I have the right card here, because I feel the shade from this Subliminal Mothership is the one that closely relates to Deep Velvet. Okay, now that I see them in the sunlight, Dark from Subliminal, the bigger palette, has a little more warmth in comparison to Deep Velvet. Deep Velvet is definitely a little more neutral. I feel Dark has a little more red. I could be totally hallucinating, but that's what I feel I could not see in the store when I swatched both of them together. From Subversive, I'm going to swatch Deep Shade, which is the one here. Definitely a lot warmer than Deep Velvet. I'll do another one. There we go. Yeah, that's definitely warmer. So you got your neutral, kind of a little more warm, and the warmest. Just so that we see, I'm going in Subliminal, Sublime. I think, okay, I mistakenly said Subliminal for the first palette, Sublime. Sublime, this is from Sublime here. Now, the mini Sublime with Throwing Shade. Swatch it right here. Oh yeah. Well, that's a nice collection of browns. I think this shade will beautifully deepen Throwing Shade. Shade. I could probably do that just for the heck of it if I decide not to go pure on the application. I might just stay in the Platinum Bronze palette to see how it works on its own. In the future, though, I will definitely combine both shades. Interlude time, I wanted to quickly comment on how the Subliminal Mini was an extension of the original Subliminal palette in terms of being warmer and more bronzy. Here are the palettes side by side. The original Subliminal Mothership is significantly cooler, more so than the Mini, and I wanted to swatch the taupier shades next to Deep Velvet. The first shade is Ultimate Taupe, and next to it is Depth, which is the coolest out of them all. Next, I'll swatch Deep Velvet next to Ultimate Taupe and Depth, and this is how all three compare. I would use Ultimate Taupe as my transition shade, add some depth with Depth, and then I'll go in again with Deep Velvet to really deepen up the outer and inner corners of my lids. And just for the sake of it, I'm swatching Extreme Black next to Deep Velvet. If you want a little more smoky, a little more depth, I will definitely apply Extreme Black to Deep Velvet. I'm swatching Platinize from Platinum Bronze to compare with the original Subliminal's Skin Show Nude, which is here, sorry about the blurring, and Pale Gold 002. Just for the sake of it, I want to take Lilac Dusk and Substance and swatch it next to Platinum Bronze's Smoke and Mirrors and Ritualistic. I have some space still comparing these other shades I feel could closely relate to, let me see here. I don't know, man, it's tough. Smoke and Mirrors, the shades from Platinum Bronze compared to Bronze Ambition are definitely cooler in tone. They have like a slight purple undertone to them. I know it's hard to see because of the reflection, but I mean, Bronze Ambition is significantly warmer than Platinum Bronze. Although that this shade... What happened here? I ruined it already. What is wrong with me? The stupid shade card did it. I feel this shade here... Where did the card go? Sextrovert be similar to Bronze Struck from Sublime. This was Sextrovert from Platinum. Oh, it's so hard to see because the Bling Man, it looks like from Sublime, it's a touch warmer. But it's hard to tell. I mean, they look very similar. They're different. I know it's hard because of the sunlight. It's intense right now. And the reflection is not really allowing us to get a really great picture of the undertones. But seeing them up close, there we go. This definitely has a little more gold than Sectrovert from Platinum. For Smoke and Mirrors, I'm opening some of the other motherships to see. I think Iconic from Sublime might hold a similar shade story to Smoke and Mirrors. Let's see. Oh, that was the wrong call. Never mind. I'll swatch it again. I think it's just a different shade altogether. Smoke and Mirrors, definitely deeper. Let's see what Decadence has. Probably this shade here, I think might closely relate to Smoke and Mirrors. That's Divine Mink. Ooh! That looks more purple, and this takes on more of a bronzy hue, a brown hue. Got it. In Decadence, we have Enigma, which is this cool silvery shade here that might match up with this sucker here. Let's see. I feel this kind of matches this, which is what? Telepathic Taupe. Telepathic Taupe from Platinum, I feel kind of matches up with. These shades are very similar. This is from, again, Decadence, Enigma, and this is Telepathic Taupe from Platinum Bronze. I'm a little more organized because I learned from my last video that I was not. Just makes it a little easier to keep track of what I'm doing, you know what I mean? Last shade I like to compare from Subliminal, the one with the blue. This shade here, I feel, could compare to something from Platinum Bronze. Substance? Let's go into Substance. I don't have much room left. I think this is an open space. Huh. Let's see. This kind of, well, this turns out this has like a purple reflect to it, I feel. And not as warm and taupey. Well, that's ironic to say. Not as bronzy, I should say, as the ones from Platinum Bronze. Alright, I think those are all the comparisons that are worth noting. I will definitely do another swatch story comparing Sunset Palette with Bronze Ambition. But first, let me wipe this off. I want to get to the demo. Alright, I'm excited. I think I'm just going to stick to Platinum Bronze, create a look from these shades. And you know I'm going to use my trusted Wayne Goof. Because this is such a deep shade, I'm going in with my number 4 first, and then I'll blend out with my 16. I'm brushing these off because I don't want any other influence in when applying these shadows. I wanted to see strictly that color. Hello. First going in with Deep Velvet. Oh, that's deep, alright. I learned my lesson from my last demo. I'm gonna take my time, not go nuts. I'll start with that. Now with my 16, I'm going to blend this out. A little more Deep Velvet. I'm gonna add a little more depth to my outer corner as well as inner. I think I'm going to apply shadow to my lower lash line now and shape out the eye from the get-go using this matte shade. Using the same brush. I'm going very dramatic because, I mean, how can you not with this palette? It's like very, definitely the deepest out of her minis. So I'm trying to take it out a little more. Next up, I'll use Smoke and Mirrors to the outer and inner. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Outer and inner. I think I'm going to use my number 6 and use that shade to blend in. So I'm not going to use a flat shader brush. I'm going to apply this like I would a matte shade. Like what that did, I love the finish Smoke and Mirrors leaves on my lid. A little bit of metallic style, but it also added nice depth to Deep Velvet, I feel. Let's now use, ooh, I don't know, because I could use this as my lid shade or even this. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do one shade on this eye and the other on that eye. How about that? With that said, I'll go in with Ritualistic on this eye. I'm using my finger, applying it right between Smoke and Mirrors. Oh, that's pretty. I love this shade. Oh, God. What is happening? You see, I got fallout from applying that shade because I just know Pat's eyeshadows and I'll deal with it. I just have to make sure that I safeguard this area well. I'm just cleaning up the top here, part of my crease. Looking good, looking good. I prepared this eye same way with Deep Velvet, Smoke and Mirrors, and now I'm going to apply Sextrovert. Sextrovert? Did I want to do that? Because I still have this shade. Oh man! You know what? I'm going to do the gold. The bronze. Gold bronze. Oh, that's pretty. Instead of making this a halo eye, just for the sake of seeing the taupe shade, forgot what it's called already. With my small shader, I'm taking the taupe shade to the inner third. Right? I know I already applied Smoke and Mirrors, but I just want to see how it looks. Oh, that's pretty. Oh man. Oh man. I love it. These are very intense eye looks. I know maybe not ideal for the day. Maybe if you went in with Throwing Shade from Sublime and, excuse me, deepened with Deep Velvet, you could probably make it a little more day friendly. Oh, I forgot to punch in Sextrovert to my lower lash line. I brought my foundation powder because I felt I needed to do a lot of cleaning up. So I'm taking, I feel this has a lot of product on it and I don't want to further blow out the shadow. Taking some of my foundation powder and just cleaning this up because I brought it too far. I just want to buff it out. And I'm brushing in because I already brought it too far out and that's why I'm taking this direction with the brush. I'm gonna do it on this side as well because I just need to even this out. I'm going back and forth on this eye. This eye already has a lot going on for some reason. It always goes out of control, but this could use a little bit more pulling out, and that's why I'm doing this motion. I don't know why this came out so intense, but you know what? I'm gonna leave it. It's fine. It's fine. I'm gonna punch off, bake. Again, brushing up. Still applying Platinize to the inner corner on this eye. Further blend out this little edge that I see. Alright, good to know. This is probably like the more day friendly eye, and this is if you really want to smoke it out and make it more evening friendly. This shade here on, what is it called again? Ritualistic paired with Smoke and Mirrors, I think is gorgeous. But Sexual Vert with Smoke and Mirrors also makes for a beautiful eye. I'm just punching in more of that shade because it's such a beautiful bronzy shade, like a true bronze, where the bronzes in Sublime are a little warmer in nature. Kim's concealers are launching today. Who's getting them? I'm not. You know, I looked at her website, I looked at her videos, and I was like, ugh. It's appealing in terms of how she's presenting the package, but I feel like the Radiant powder, the brightening powder she is also selling, I feel the Hourglass powders do the exact same thing. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm taking, I forgot what this is called, Dim Light, which is peachy in tone. I'm slapping that to my under eye area because we're basically done with the eyes. To kind of any other leftover bake we have on there. I'm gonna add radiance in my own way. See, that's plenty. That's plenty of radiance right there. I still got some Pat McGrath on my nose. I have to bake my nose better when dealing with these shadows. It gets on there and it's tough to lift off. What happens when you don't properly clean off your nose and you go into powder like I just did, it sets those shadow specks on your nose. You have to be really up close to see it, but I did a much better job bake protecting this time around than in my last video. Alright, I'm going to skip on the liner because I'm lazy. I wanted to show a set I recently purchased from Sephora. It's from Laure. It's their Effortless Kits. Lashes that are pre-cut, which is like my thing. I've been very happy with my lashes recently as I've been religiously applying Grande Lash, which has saved my lashes. When I got rid of my extensions, my lashes were short, blunt cut. I mean, they looked awful. I lost hope, still applied my Grande Lash every night, and then one day I noticed how my lashes transformed. They were longer, fuller. I didn't have issues just applying mascara even to my more intense eye looks because my shadows, my lashes stood up to the shadows. I was like, damn. Here's the kit. It comes with tweezers, their lash glues that's supposed to be like super as well. And I just dropped it. And these little suckers here, I wanted to apply these on camera just to see if their claims are true and if they are in fact easier to apply than traditional lashes. They do sell other pairs in different styles that are also pre-cut, pre-trimmed for easy application. Well, you know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna first put the glue on, let them rest, and then apply my... Do I want to apply mascara first? Yes. I'm not sure how fast the Laure glue dries, but I figured it can be that faster, or it can be faster than House of Lashes, because that stuff gets tucking fast. I find it very helpful that lashes already come trimmed. I know it's not such a difficult task trimming your own lashes, but sometimes I feel like I get it wrong. I don't know why. I really haven't mastered applying lashes, and I'm happy that my own lashes are good enough for everyday looks. But today, for instance, this is very smoky. Why not pair some lashes with it that are not super intense, but will give that extra bit of lush flutter that I feel will stand up well against these shadows. Just a little bit, just at the root. See, like, Grande Lash is amazing. Look at just that little coat of mascara did. But I'm gonna still apply these lashes because I'm curious. I love these mini tweezers. I think they're very helpful. I think I need to do this one again. Or maybe not, I don't know. I'm gonna apply a little more mascara to the inner portion of my lashes so that maybe they could match up with the fake ones. I have to say that someone got a beauty mark. The lash glue dries quickly because when I applied these, they felt very tacky. I do feel that I need to move them in more because I feel like they were too far on the outer corner and I could have moved them in more. This one I messed up. You see the edge of the lash band there. I didn't do a very good job. I could also just apply some liner. For the most part though, they feel comfortable. What I find difficult is getting this edge right in length because it sometimes can poke my inner corner and it's very uncomfortable. For the most part though, it's nice to know that I could rely on the pre-trimmed lashes to kind of add a little more drama but without the hassle. You know what I mean? I also picked up the Cali contour palette from the Macy's sale they were recently having. I'm not sure if they still are. I was curious because this contour shade is cool, which was like, oh, that's helpful, but I don't know about this bronze shade. I really like it for the blush shade. This is it just says matte blush, but it's a little more neutral in tone, which for eye looks like this, I feel very helpful. It just adds the right amount of flush without being too pink. I'm still on the fence about it. I definitely didn't need to pick this up, but I was just curious to see how the matte and bronzing shades applied. Might have to get another one before she completely sells out. And do a little gloss, Tantalize from Bareminerals. What do we think, friends? How do we like platinum bronze? I mean, from this view, I have to say I'm eating my words. My last video, I said I wasn't crazy about taupey cool shades. I mean, they weren't the ones I gravitated towards first, but this though I could hang with, you know what I mean? I'm gonna save the Bronze Ambition Sunset Palette comparison for another video. I feel this one on its own is already very long. So let me just wrap up with my final thoughts and we'll get to it. I thought the matte shade was more or less easy to blend, but because it is a deepening shade and I was using it all over my crease, I was just a little more careful to not blow it out so quickly because it is very dark, and if you don't want it to go nuts high on your crease and it'll give you raccoon eye, then that's why I would say go in carefully with it and then blow it out further with a fluffier brush. The rest of the shades here, I mean, gorgeous. They are definitely designed to give you that smoky look effortlessly, especially this shade here, Smoke and Mirrors, I think is gorgeous. Or is it this one? This one. This one here. I applied it to my outer and inner corners, but you could very much apply that to the whole lid. Just use Deep Velvet, Smoke and Mirrors, and be done. I wanted, for the sake of this video, to use as many shades as possible, but I feel you could use one shade for one eye look. This will give you a really beautiful bronze eye. This will give you like a nice punch of brightness on the lid if we're just going with that shade. This shade all over, I find, will just give you a really beautiful purpley, taupey, smoky eye. If you're just looking to go matte, this I feel is a beautiful shade that will give you the right amount of smoke, but without having to rely on black. And this, the bronze eye, oh my god, so beautiful. I have a hard time just using one shadow because I love eyeshadow and I apply several at one time, but I feel even with her other palettes, for instance, Bronze Ambition, you can achieve a one shade look with any of these. especially this one or even this one. I feel you could get a beautiful one shade eye look. I mean, it goes without saying, Pat never fails to disappoint. I absolutely love her formula, her shades, the undertones. I mean, I feel she puts so much thought into these shades, and they have so much dimension to them, and they have a story tied to them. If you see her Instagram feed, it's just beautiful how she pulls from different sculptors and artists and editors and different other makeup artists. You see where her inspiration comes from, and you see how it lives in these palettes. And I think that's the appeal, that they're not just colors that she loves. This is from a lifetime of artistry, living in it, being inspired by it. And I think that's why these palettes just hold so much story to them and just so much artistry. It's just gorgeous. And little old makeup enthusiast me, I feel, who loves color but also coming from a dance background, really understands the importance of creativity and artistry and being innovative, and that just whole performance element I can definitely appreciate and respect that in her palettes. I know these are an investment, but I choose to spend money on them again because you're not just spending money on an eyeshadow palette, but you're spending money on a story, on artistry. And Pat McGrath, I mean, she is just iconic and legendary. I'm very happy that I'm in this makeup community because I don't think I would have known about her if I wasn't. And it is a shame because I could be better about learning about different makeup artists and their stories, but you know, a little bit every day, and I'm happy to have the opportunity and the means to purchase her palettes and to experience them. Let me know if you have platinum bronze. I know some of you have told me in my last video what you think about it, what your favorite palette is. I will definitely be back to do comparison swatches between Sunset Palette and Bronze Ambition, as well as the other gold shades that I missed. I was supposed to do the Decadence gold shade, but I just totally forgot when I was editing. I was like, oh my god, I forgot to swatch this shade with her other gold shade from Sublime Bronze Ambition. So I'm gonna compare it to this shade here, just for funsies in the next video. But yeah, friends, thank you so much for watching. I hope this video helped, and if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and again, subscribe to my channel. And until then, I'll see you on here again with another tutorial, swatch, demo, or chit chat. Take care, and I'll see you again soon.